Hey everyone, welcome back to day 6. So today is the day that we've all been waiting for. So we're actually going to start and kick off on our new way of eating. So I know some people on the program have probably already been eating keto or eating a keto way for a little while. But for those that haven't, today is the big day. We're going to actually get kicking off. Now, it may vary a little bit depending what time of day you see the video. So it could be tomorrow. But we're basically ready to kick off. So what I wanted to do is just say today be a very short video. We'll go through and just make sure we've got all our ducks in a row before we start, and then we're going to get into it. So today's the day we've all been waiting for. So let's make sure before we get going that first of all we should have Carb Manager set up, and we should be understanding how to use it. Okay, all right. So make sure that's the first thing that you've got. The second thing is, before you start, to make sure that you're already taking the keto-friendly tonic that I described with the apple cider vinegar and the pink rock salt. And if you're not, then today's a good day to start to make sure that you can lessen the impact of the keto flu, if at all possible. Hopefully you will say we'd already have had a running start at that one, but if you haven't, today is the day definitely to start. And then the third one is to make sure that you have your recipes and also all your groceries to hand. And that may include also some snacks and things like that, just in case you get a few cravings in those first few days, because it does take your body just a little while to get used to this process of change. Remember, we're going through a fairly significant change, and that's going from eating a carb-heavy diet to eating a diet that's more heavily based on fat. So your body will go through a little bit of transition. So the main thing is to make sure that we're as prepared as possible. Understand that, okay, there may be a few things that happen that you're not quite prepared for, but also just make sure that so you give yourself the absolute best chance of being successful, and that, say, is being prepared and ready to go. So get those recipes, make sure you've got the groceries there, and make sure you've got some keto-friendly backup snacks just in case you do feel like you need to have a little bit of extra. With all that food there, make sure, as say, to be successful, keep within your macros. So even if you're adding the snacks, usually the best thing to have is a higher fat snack, because A, it'll make you feel full more quickly, and B, it will probably fit into your macros better. So going over your fats a little bit is not the end of the world. Hitting your carbs is really the key thing. Making sure you stay below your top carb limit is really the thing that will really drive your success. Okay. First thing, just in terms of eating, what I would do to start off with is really just stick to your normal 3-meal plan, if that's the way you eat. If you already eat 2 meals a day, then that's fine. But I would try not to make it a change of the world on the first day. So do a breakfast, lunch, dinner. I know when I started, I would do a breakfast and then have a very light lunch, maybe, like almost like a snack, maybe a little bit of like a cucumber and some cheese and, maybe little bits and pieces like that, a few nuts. And then have my main meal again in the evening. And as time went on, I basically went from that to having a late breakfast and an early dinner, and maybe, again, occasionally if I was hungry, I'd have a little bit of a snack during the day, but I basically transitioned to effectively 2 meals a day. And we'll talk about that some more next week, because it's a whole new topic around effectively fasting, but fasting without without a lot of the overhead that people associate with fasting and going hungry. So anyway, I don't want to get off track. We'll talk about that next week. But as I say, start with the 3 meals. Try and keep it, as low impact on your lifestyle as you can. And if you feel like you need something to eat, generally go for the high fat snack or high fat input, because that will make you feel full again quickly, and also get you back on track and make sure you're not going hungry when you don't need to be. So that's really the key things. As I said, today is just a short one. We're going to kick off, so that's the really exciting thing. And so your action items are, we're going to start. That's the first action item, big action item, probably the main action item for the whole 2 weeks. So as I said, depending on what time you see the video, start today if you see this early in the morning and you're ready to go. And if not, then make sure that you've got everything ready for tomorrow morning and lined up and ready to go. Keep a track of everything, as we've talked about continuously through this few days. Make sure you put everything that goes into your mouth. So maybe other than water, make sure you track everything that goes into your mouth. Even if it's a teaspoon of lemon juice, put it into Carb Manager. A, for just the habit of doing it, and B, for just the point that, you never know what something will have. You will be surprised at some of the things that you think would have zero impact on your day that could actually have quite a big impact. I know I've said that before, but I think it's just really important to keep reiterating it. It's really, really critical. And then the last thing, as I say, is keep those keto-friendly snacks and keep the food that you're going to be eating available. And if you can, have a little bit of preparation done, as we talked about yesterday. Have as much available and ready so that you don't have to worry about, I need to eat and I haven't got any food prepared. That will be the easiest way to come unstuck on this way of eating. So be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. That's my best advice. And the last thing is that, when we're going through this way of eating, the great thing is that two things. One is that once you get used to the way of eating and, often you'll eat the same type of meals consistently, you will understand what your day looks like and you don't have to start tracking everything in Carb Manager. So I'm not trying to make you a slave to Carb Manager for the next few years. This is about for a few days, maybe a couple of weeks, maybe a month. I know some people do like to continuously track for a while, but you don't need to once you get going. So this is really just about getting that level of understanding, getting you a good baseline or a foundation for understanding, so you do understand where you can come unstuck in. And I don't want you to come unstuck just because you weren't prepared or understanding what was going on. The second thing is that once you get eating the keto way of, or get into this keto way of eating, you'll find that quite quickly you don't need to eat as much as you used to. And so the requirement of things like snacks and other things will start to diminish. I know for me personally, I would eat, significantly less than I did. So that's not only good for your waistline, it's also good for your wallet. It's just overall, everything starts to improve. You don't get the same cravings, your tastes will start to change. As I said in yesterday's video, I had a very sweet tooth, and I just don't have that craving anymore. I don't feel that I need to eat as much anymore. I don't ever really have dinner and then expect that, I should have some dessert. So it does happen. Now, you've got to go through probably a little bit of a challenging time to make sure you get there. And, no getting around it. Some people, they're very lucky. They go through that stage without any impact. And that's great. And hopefully that's you. I do hope that's you. But you have to be prepared to face the fact that may not be you, and you may have some challenging time. So as I said before, be prepared, have the other stuff around, make sure you're ready, and I know you can do it. So, the group of us is here to help you. The main group is there to help you. Don't fail just because you're feeling a bit lost and alone or not quite sure what to do. That's why we're here. That's why we're here to help you. We want everyone to come out of this really, really successfully and really achieving your goals, because, as I said, it really will change your life for the positive. I haven't talked about it so much in here, but, for me personally, I lost 45 plus pounds, or over 20 kilos. It's probably close to 50 now. And that's had lots of benefits, not just when you look at the scale in the morning, but actually in my whole life, in terms of the way I live my life and the things that I can do, and the expectancy I have of my life, and the fact that I feel like I'll be around longer to spend time with my kids and things like that. So, lots and lots of benefits. I know for a lot of people that their clothes don't fit. I've got, clothes that I put on that just no longer fit. They're just too big. So for some people, the side benefit may be they get to do a bit of a shopping expedition. So that's, that can be fun as well. So lots of good stuff to come. But you just need to, you need to ride through that challenging time. And the first few days are definitely the hardest. Once you get through it, it'll be fine. And say you may be one of the lucky ones that it isn't an issue for anyway. So let's hope that's the case for you. As always, any questions, feel free to fire them through. Otherwise, we'll catch you on the next video, and hope you have a great first day. And good luck to everyone. And, we'll look forward to hearing your success stories. Take care. Bye.